yama wo akwaba na yenhye kasebo no ase. Yenhye kasebo no ase a wopani asabere wotu Frank Adiama NDC amanyuko no kane mampani John Dramani Mahama na asem ana mekan. Na ene anwumrei ene DLFM yani mu hana kyesanya asem kotoa. Ehono mu a ana Wisconsin International University College no so ebutuo. Na dwumadie bi ekoso a School of Communications Wisconsin International University College wonom ana hyehyeye ana se bimpanesi uwodi a ana ebonti wo moto nsa edefre kane mampani John Dramani Mahama se womrai na nimdie awowo ewo ngomasua ho no wono so mra no wane school fo no emra meche ene woduru ho na kyerese DLFM ya mane bofo yedi nkampo ayemma ewo auditorium ho adada na wobra wo man wo hurigina simpie ni apaso awokasa na wo kyerem se mampani akufo ado ene NPP amemu a wo mu ebuyi enwomasua emfa wo mu sei efri se sanka wo modwene nwomasua ho ana wo modwene Ghana adehye ene nkwadada ache ho a anka blocks a wo no NDC sa wo mo peso wo mu sisi ye bebre no anka entimi enkamrem e wa bra nkwada no bi nso etete efom kane mampani John Dramani Mahama wakasa no wo kyeremu a na ene ba bia Ghana adrei enkwada so ati enuase schools under trees ana afenso no ye school ni bi ho no mo a enkwada no etete fom ana wo mo esua de want fom so a na chese concrete blocks ana cement blocks ana kwada no wo de aye table ana wo de ba kwa ya konya ana wote so a wo esua de ewa bra sa bra na NDC ti abanya so no kane mampani John Dramani Mahama wo ye president no wo sisi blocks ahudo ni pie no a nanso esansa abro ene etrimoden ewo MPP fotrim na wo mo empese Ghana ngomeso betima kwa nkanenti ene blocks ni nyina no atimi akanwuram wo kiremu ana ene enkwada eco school no wo ha mo ntichemu aduan 40% wono mo eya nkwada wo mo ati duase na wono mo esua de nyina no entimi enko enkane enu nti wo kan de akere Ghana fo nyina ese nyame ya dom na se December bosome no ne da toso enso se Ghana fo sa de tumi ema wono kane mampani John Dramani Mahama se mampani na afenso NDC emom sa beye aban foforo a ene wo hye Ghana fo nyina bose blocks no a aban we amanye nyina kemure mu no wo behwe na wa complete ni nyina se ne beye asukuu kro enso betima yakono wo kiremu a na wo hwe enso se eye wo my Ghana se ngomasua betima konkane a esese na aban no wodi nani ehwe eye basic schools no ene efiti kedia bepim JSS no ehon so wotimedi nani ekọ ho se ne be ya enkwada no wo mo da ache wo ma hyase wo se proper foundation na no so atimi aboa na wode sansam atuda na wo kire mu no ana wo kasa no wo kire se nyame ya dom na so so afrem na so so ise Ghana mampani 2025 wa ene enefo makomako wo ha achi no anase 100 days in government no wo behwe se onye eye wo mo akabie wo mu stakeholders meeting na wonum ahwe wo ha hodo a eye free senior high no ede aba ne nyina no won behwe na challenges ne nyina no stakeholders consultation meeting ne nyina so atimi akoso na free senior high policy ne onei adane kanya ne bum na so ne nyina no oba wo behwe na no nso no watu ase wo de atuga akirem se diama o my Ghana sikasem ati anwea amani nti ebi aka Ghana ye nwomesua ne nyina no ene se aban we ba ye no eye education fund eye foto a NDC aban ne boto ho nyina se de bebo enwomesua ho bra no mampani akufo ado ene ne MPP wo mo de sai sika ne nyina kwa akosi awowa enu nti no aban we wo ni sika bia da wo de ebo enwomesua enu nti wo ka kire Ghana fo nyina se ye hwe na nim se wa ye bida na wo no ebesa ye bie mu a na 2025 Ghana yensan fa tumi no ema wonom se da be ya Ghana nwomesua wo de be kwa adwendwim na de anya no so wo ye free ho wo bra kane mampani John Dramani Mahama wo kasa no wo ba Facebook no so a ene Wisconsin International University College ho ana da so yi na wo so watimi ahwe bi wo bra wo kasa no emusem nie.
With regards to the e-blogs, in an effort to expand access to education, we'll revisit the initiative of Community Day Senior High Schools, which were popularly called the e-blocks. These schools have been abandoned without any justifiable reason by the current administration. We're going to build more e-blocks, community day schools in high urban population areas. And I was talking about this. What I've said is, in some of the high urban population areas where land is difficult to find, we're going to take existing secondary schools because they have extra land, and we'll put a second secondary school on the same land so that we can expand the number of children who have access to secondary education. With the e-blocks or the community day schools that we have built in rural areas that have a wide catchment area, we will provide dormitory blocks so that children who come from outside the community where the school is will have a place to stay while they learn. With the much publicized problem militating against the successful implementation of the free SHS program, we intend to tackle them head on. And as I've said earlier, within 100 days of my being sworn into office, the next NDC government will hold a stakeholder consultative engagement to discuss the challenges facing our educational sector with special focus on improving implementation of the free SHS policy. So these stakeholder engagements will discuss basic, secondary, and tertiary, but with emphasis on improving the implementation of free secondary education. Through this stakeholder dialogue, we will collectively devise strategies and solutions to further halt the decline and improve the free SHS program.
Enya yati yeyi eye kanema mpene John Dramani Mahama enya oba Facebook no so a enya enya sam koto akura enya video no ye papa ne gina hono mo a wode ensema hodo etu dwa no na wo kasa biem na wo to so na wo kire se nyamenya dom na se 2024 Ghana for side to me Emmanuel enya double track school no a ebi kwo na bi ba ebi kwo na bi ba no wo se no so ba wo betwam enya wo se the government is fully committed say sa eye double track no wo betwam ana wo kire biem na wo kasa na wo kire se efiti 2012 ebepem 2016 sabre na what Ghana so say president wo bon ho modern pa ema TVET education wo shemu ekena se ne be ya sakwada no wo wie TVET school no a wo betimi ade aye ne nsa no adwuma na etimi abo akwada no edache nanso wo kirem se NPP abai we ba ye no TVET school no wo mo da ya amanyosem ama asai eno nti nkwada no wo be wie school kura no na ade a wasua no entime moa no entime mana brabo entime nkonka ne eno nti wo hye Ghana fo nyina bo se eno nso wo ba TVET no wo behwe na wone wo mo aka biewom e wo nwomesua mu wo ma sese nkonwa na adekro poti wo betimaye ama kwada no wo hye TVET ni wie a ebetimi asa abo na brabo wo bra wo nyina kura ne nso wo beye wo bra yewura kanema mpani John Dramani Mahama wo kasa ediafa eye double track ne ho any TVET ne ho no eno nso mu nsem nie.
We are committed to abolishing the double track system as soon as possible. Mr. Chairman, between 2012 and 2016, my administration paid particular attention to technical and vocational education. When we regain power in 2024, we will revisit the initiatives that we commenced and will review the current trends and make TVET education more engaging and industry-driven. Enhancing partnerships between TVET institutions and industries across various sectors will be a priority involvement of our industries in shaping TVET training curricula that align with their needs, with the needs of the job market. And this is what we're going to emphasize so that students should be more equipped with entrepreneurial and practical skills that fit the job market. With regards to STEM education, we're going to streamline STEM education, mainstream STEM education into our educational system. We don't believe in standalone STEM secondary schools like this administration is building. We believe that to get a holistic training, all-round training, even if you are studying the humanities, you need some science education and some mathematics and technical education. And so rather than build standalone STEM secondary schools, we're going to rehabilitate all the old science resource centers and create them into STEM centers.
Ebushafo enia yati yeyi eye kane mampene John Dramani Mahama asabre wono ana wo him franka ne nsabe nkum ene nifa ede ama NDC amanyuko no ene adwumre yi ewo Wisconsin International University College eye School of Communication wonom ana hihye sa adwumadie no a na eye public lecture ana yewa wo begina se a wode sansem we atu edwa yentoa adwumeno si aka se bono eso
ye free man perinda da John Dramani Mahama so ene yakwa kopiemu wo Halina Idrisu ono no ye former minority leader ewo mrashe bedwamu na se ameka se wode nsam de atudwa kiremu a o my Ghana wo hwe aban ya otia ban nwa so pa ne nneema bi a wo ya nyamia nim nukure ni nneema nkoye baako na Haruna Idris wo chirema na chese sade nneema ekopa wo mayimu sade aban fast to nneema okrom ha se pa nyamia nim nukure ni mismanagement pa sa aban yo hu boto ano na do kura de ahema to nneema na Tamale South eya masebedwani chirema aban wo hwe kwan pa wo fa so a eya project ahodo papa ide ne sabe kan na danko agufu ado Ghana man peni eno no anka se na bedi eche Dr. Mahmoud Bawobia nema bia odom sake kan se o mo ya boa ma Ghana etimi etumpon akwana nim na Ghana man etimi afontuma pa ema edi afra no ebiti se ye apomidi ayale sabe ahodo a empenifo de o mo sake be pem ne enya de adwuma de wonu matumi adi na o mabo modin ana eye hospitals ahodo o mo sake aye no wonu matumi ana wotirem so yade a enya baako sense dwuma de a wonu madie no enya de so ani yekura na Tamale South eye mesebedwani kase na wosa tirem so ukopiem wa ye Conference Teaching Hospital na empenifo de ase wo so hiwe Conference eye project yade a o mo boa se Conference abaya sabia no atetia pansam apropa fiti kwame nkroma braso a ayasabia yesie ba pe sampempenso a yewo mai enya de ansiesie pe biara sa da kwaso ewo Conference abaya sabia honom ni santi empenifo de ase o mani wusi sei ekwa bia so no mo bo homaden sei o mebo mo homaden na o matumi ayansa kyerɛ ye Conference abaya sabia eye timatoka krankra ba honom no o matumi asiesie mani matumi akoso ye de ama eye ayasabia no ene o kase na o tirem so o dwuma de om de si o mani so na yade a atwentwa ne na se pa nya de a ekokora se de empenifo ehwe animu no ni nyina kyema na kyese na danko agufu ade Ghana man peni eto akase odi agu o man se import duty se ne ma hodo a yakofa de afra mo no ne dia ba bedi dwuma o mam ha sei no eto de da so ne sondodo eyakoto beku matro na ebu Ghana man ni nyina ba mu o kyema nya se ne ma hodo o mbehia na mde de dwuma wa sabia ho no mo no kyese ne ma ne bo adendodo enti wono mo credit fra mo na ne krampo na duty de da so no enya de a wonom etumi eyi no wasa kyerem so o man se sia akọ ma kappa dog o ma Ghana so no eye 600 billion sika edaga na so a enye sika keto akra wasa so kyerem a ye GDP ni so ahura kwagina 78% jese Ghana no jese ye kese eye de ye ho akyere papa jese ye hu ba bia ye mfa yetiri emfanfa na wo kyerem a na ye de esi ayi ukọ ye Conference abaya sabia na ye hia 155 million euros eyade asa project no sika ye hia ne de dwuman a akwa den de se ameka se mpenifo la sulala omo kra sere na omo atimi anya sika na otumi de kwa kwesi ye Conference eye teaching hospital na enya de so ani ye kra na wakasa na wasa kyerem so ukopie mu ewa ye o man Ghana ma eyade na no brade atwa eye fo ni so bosome no ne de to so mienu na eye chairman adema health Conference eye teaching hospital no eye project no oda no eye Sammy Adubuache na wakyerem so wo hwe oman yi pa na mo kwa so nkombe ye ahomabu ahodo mo ye wadwe so mo ye no eto ahodo deda oman yi so nti eniema eye import duties no esododo nti ne ahodo wono mo ka de fra mo na aba mporo nya de omutumi yi de yade ha o madwe papa pantini senti en mani mpelefon tumi moe mani ama no eso entimentete ne nkofo se be betumi aboa na jumadi omde eso mani so mbaboa no ma yensiesie e de fa Conference abaya sabia no mbetumi aye na yenti ensema hodo wa Haruna Idris emra wakasa no ode to nsomtwerefo enim.
You have a government that, in spite of the fact that it has irresponsibly mismanaged the economy, occasioning a national debt of 600 billion, about 78% of our GDP, or probably even more. The consequence of that irresponsible management of the economy is stalled projects, including the Conference 155 million euro project and the modernization of the maternity block and the long-standing uncompleted project in the history of construction of health facilities in Ghana. And therefore, government itself must expect some cost overruns. That is additional cost to the state, that is additional cost to the taxpayer, which is a simple and mere consequence of their mismanagement of the economy. When government claims that it has turned the corner, how can you turn a corner when you don't have a final agreement with the external creditors?
Ripawati ne kasa wakasai eye former minority leader Haruna Idris ene wachi no wakasa na wasa kyerem so wohwe man Ghana ye wo munya ono man kasa wadadwi ho a ohunu sese ya hodo a ye mpanimfoi wono mane wono ma dede wono maka ono mu sese papa bi ono mo eye o kyerem an sese sese papa bi ani wo man Ghana eto hodo a ye kwaje ana fisika hodo a ye kwaje no ewa mo no ne no ayade asikai asusene yen wo fa ye benkuma eka ya na afo so eka atifin so eka na adwa o man Ghana yi on said I was a pabialam pampany for ya, a better me a woman sa carry a domanga so no, at to me free as one is sent. I go for how Cassia, about to a mangan and Nasma CIA, a project I would do a bay no. Ultimately, what's my idea a hard year pan is sent and manimum penny for more day. Now, more to Sabaya Kawadua, I'm in a Ghana no. On my penny promise, and so Yantia said the Haruna Dusu, or Chile Science 7 so FIA.
There is no agreement with external creditors on the management of the external debt. So only God knows when that facility of 155 million euro will be ready for work to commence and for us to expect completion of work on the maternity block and the modernization of Konfo Teaching Hospital. So as I said, misplaced priorities versus worthy initiative of the 25th anniversary of Otumfuo Asantehene. Disappointing, the least to say. No one expects that Nana Addo Dankwa and his government would behave this way. This government has simply lost its priority.
Power Teleka, so Okasai, Tamale South, Ayamna Sebedani, Helena Idrisu.
Yantuan Yemeno Seka Sebono Eso, Yedi Free DL 106.9 Air Studios. Yen Namgana Fanai Babia, Bomada Sadua John Pano, so Ebesha Yen, Ewa Yen Facebook no Eso, a DL 106.9. Yetwaka Sebono Eso. Canes Wafwa na or science, environment, any innovations through a professor from Paul Boateng. What I took the actually said, or Mamma Penia Kufado warning. Now one person betting a baby ada. Some Penia Kufado Ekasa. Now no man penny betting yet necessary Boakasai, or by ye proyane cankai, chromo a bonwa bemu corruption, or no man Penia Kufado were twice here. Professor from Paul Boateng Casa with him say, and then no credit some Penia Kufado one and abine. Corruption or multimeter to a safe say. A lay corruption no, chrono no. Your bonno baby a matches one casana by mo. One more one the party and then say one more into Sikakranwa, intimate to about Emma woman. With terms of idea where you let him yakoso. Nelson Penia Kufado and Namgana. A bon home and a corruption or to us here. And no Anna Professor HM say, Mampenia Kufado no. We no know when I was CDO. Now I am as a Ghana no. For be a person will be some. And into one annual bon home and a corruption or to us here. Professor from Paul Boati the Sansom way not to Dawabra. Now one and some trophy didn't come on away to them say. Some Penia Kufo the pursue a chess corruption or to us here. One casa 1 to many even a manuku and peepim. Send and say one walk to aba. Say Winnie Sikai and to aba Emma. We are one more $8, one more a talk card my delegate. So I dear way you know a corruption. Now some Penia Kufo don't know who. Now so said you were born and Yaguso. And one number walk out to the Ghana for say. Proyane can to us here. Prof let's answer what here. Yana the baby on pursue body. It only say one way for some penny. When you gani corruption or adoko and wabine.
That is opinion. But I don't think the president can say or has said. I didn't hear it. I don't think the president can say that he has fought and won the battle against corruption. No, he will not say that.
You don't think he will say that?
No. He knows that there's a fight to be fought and battles to be won.
Enti eti ye eye wobimfo mu okuni from Paul Boateng Kane now we are Minister for Science, Environment, Technology and Innovation and which them say corruption no abai we person de mampani Akufo-Addo person aye normal e de ma wonu ankasa na ma nyuko no mu ma empo wonu na abai mu nti mampani enyina ba bia nka se corruption wo to ase wo so boa emu nsam no
Yegusua ewa Professor Frempong Boateng asoye na papa ye obi a wa bin power promodimo na feso oba na koma mu pa hwehwemu a se ho nyalewa na ade nyina Dr. Frempong Boateng oyere wa bi omu pa na wakasa na ode nsema tudwe kire mu a oman Ghana wo hwenya na disua system na ye wo mu pass education system na nya mianim no kurani eyade a enkwaye baako Professor yakasa na wakire mi so wo hwe Ghana ya disua kwa ya faso wa hyehye ye niam pa wo mam ha se pa de a enkwana ne kwa suku ade pa wo munim pa ya theory se brofo pa afrumi ya wi che se enkwana se brofo da wo ma no a omuseneko wo betumi aka brofo firi ne sere fina pampa makosi ni nasi se twan omu timba akokra na mompa sa brofo na omate awie ne de omu akosua wo sukuu mu no omu fa mobra eni dwuma pa wo ma Ghana ho ase de ɔse yɛ abɔ ɔman de sɛ na dwonso abɔ aboa kokɔ no ɛden papa yɛ sɛ mmɔfra no adeɛ a ɔno mu hyia wɔ sukuu mu no ɛmfasoɔ baako kura ni so akɔyɛ de sɛ nwura ɛnyɛ adeɛ a ɔman Ghana adesuafoɔ ɛnya so mfasoɔ biara ɛmena ɔne nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ ɛdi nkɔmmɔ no Dr. Frempɔn Boateng ɛkyerɛ mu so wohwɛ ɔman Ghana yɛ education system no a ɛntumi mmoa ɛma ama nkwaraa no daakye a sɛ mmɔfra no wie sukuu a wɔn bɛtumi abɛnya adwumpa biara yɛ wɔ ɔman Ghana mu nkwaraa wie adwuma a sɛ abɛyɛ ntumi amfa ɔmo adwuma afɔma nkɔtena ɛyɛ public sectors adwuma bi pa ama na anyɛ deɛ nyamea no mu nokure ni nkwaraa no bɛtena afie asu saa kɔ so ayɛ ɔyɛ kyerɛ ɔman mu ha saa ɛsiane sɛ ɛnyɛ adeɛ abɛn ayɛ n'adwene sɛ ɔbɛsesa education system no bɛtumi aboa ma nkwaraa no sɛ ɔmo wie sukuu a ɔma bɛtumi abɛnya adwumpa bi atumi ayɛ ɔkasa na ɔso ɔma yɛ nhwɛsoɔ bi sɛ de yɛhwɛ adeɛ o nkwaraa no bebree na atumi kɔyɛ mechanical engineering na ɔmo wie pɛ kyɛ sɛ nimdeɛ paa fa practical ho sɛ o yɛkɔ ɛdeɛ ne yɛsua ne nti yɛmfa bɛbɔ bra ne deɛ daabi ebi ni hɔ theory nko na ɔmo atwerɛ ɔno mu kɔ sukuu a notebook tententen ade sɛ deɛ ɛfiri north ɛyɛ lego ha ne mu sei ɛne kɔkɔpem kanehyi ɛde ɔmo abɛti paa na ɔmo de kɔ a ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa asɛ fundaka na ɛso nkware yɛ ɔmo de nam kurom ha sei ɔse tententen ɔmo atwerɛ nanso ne nyinaa yɛ nɔmfa kyɛ sɛ nyansa no mfasoɔ bi anim a ɛnyɛ adeɛ de mfasodeɛ biara de brɛ ɔman Ghana adesuafoɔ ɛna wɔsan akyerɛ mu so wohwɛ aboa bi te sɛ ɛyɛ ɔwa ɔho ɛmmoa yi a ɔmo yɛ BC akyɛ sɛ ɔmo deɛ ɔmo yɛ ɛwɔ yi ɔse ɛmmoa yi ɔmo kura mu ne ɔkyerɛkyerɛfoɔ obi antu ɔmo fo nanso ɔmo tena ase adwene ahu ne sɛ ɔmo ankasa de ɔmo adwene bɛyɛ biribi ne sɛ nti ɛmmoa tumi tena ase na ɔmo akɔyɛ ɛwoɔ ɔmo tumi kɔfa ayɛ bɔde kɔkɔɔ mu ɔmo tutututwu mu nsuo na ɔbɛyɛ ɛwoɔ na nipa de sɛne ahu sɛ adeɛ wɔ ɛde na wakɔ akɔfa abaade akɔgɔ no wasɔ no bi na wakɔ akɔdi na ɛba ne sɛ na ɔman Ghana adesua yɛsua yi mfasoɔ bia ne so de ma ɔman Ghana na nkɔla yɛsua na nso mfasoɔ bia ne so ɔse mpɛmpɛnso a ɔman ɛkɔ akɔdu adesua mu na ɛsɛ sɛ abɛn ɔbu nkɔmpɔ na ɔtumi kɔkɔ hɔ n'akyi sɛ mfinsia nsoɔ ne ɔbɛtena ɔman Ghana bɛndwa soɔ no adesua hyehyɛ adeɛ ba ɔman Ghana mu no ɔsan kɔ hɔ n'akyi na ɔyɛ sɛkyerɛ mfamfam ɛsɛn sɛ deɛ wayɛ no mfasoɔ biara ne so aba so sa nyɛ saa paa deɛ ɔman Ghana wɔhwɛ adesua nhoma wei deɛ nyɛ adeɛ daakye biara wɔ hɔ ma yɛ nkɔlaa a wɔnom ɛsia ɛyɛ nhoma wɔ ɔman Ghana mu ne yɛnti asɛm ahodoɔ bi a Professor Frempɔn Boateng ɛmna ne nsɛmtwerɛfoɔ kasa no ɔkyerɛ nsɛm no mu ɛfaeɛ.
Well, I know there are challenges, and I'm not an expert in that area. I've not really digested these things, but I think that we have challenges in the education sector. One particular thing was brought to my attention 2 days ago. One of the young men who work for me at home has a nephew who did mechanical engineering in one of the polytechnics in this country. So I asked the man, so what did your nephew study? He says, he studied to repair big machines. So I called the young man. I said, so what did you do? He said, well, we did engineering, but I did CNC, that is computer numerical control and so on. I said, so did you practice on equipment? He said, no, we never had one piece of equipment to practice on. We were taught the theory, and I have completed. And so I asked myself, what can this young man do with whatever he was taught? Yeah. So the education must be targeted. Education is there to help us solve our problems. See, if we don't do it well, because human beings are the only creatures that have to go to school to solve our challenges. I mean, the bees, I'm saying it all the time. Bees don't learn biochemistry, but they produce their honey, many other things. But we have to learn. So if we are not able to meet our challenges, do things for ourselves, it means our education system is faulty. That's how I take it. And so from there, yes. So we've been doing SHS, free SHS. If there are challenges, we have to sit down and say, how do we resolve these challenges? A review may be necessary, or change certain things. I think so. I mean, every sensible person will have to review your activities and not say that what I started 7 years ago is still the best. Because if we look at the feeding, even one can talk about it. Can't there be a proper feeding center in a district where the food will be prepared and then maybe shipped to the various schools in that vicinity, so that the food will be uniform, well examined, and catering officers and dietitians. This is why I think that we need to look at all these things. I'm not saying that we should go that way, but there should be a review of how we are teaching them, how we are feeding them, and so on. It's necessary.
Any power 10 and cancer, okay, say Professor Frempɔn Boateng.
Yantu akasiaba no so na yemomremu a awade akasi akoso ewo nungwa ewo nkrapompure mantam akɔfa nsɛm pipa ano aba ne nyina no enne sɛ eye wo konfopani a wono wo nungwa ene mpɔtamo eye numo bokete lawe a wotoso aduasa emiensa ana ebeto odwa sɛ wakwawade akwada a wanya mfirihia edu emienu asɛm ba ye no akwasa kwaso Japan nyom sɛ bebre kwa ene Ghana fo bia eka bi pam na eno ana wosoafo a wɔhwɛ ahensam ya mamre ani amane so Steven Asamoah Boateng ye bone mrane sɛ asabi wɔde ato Ghana wo kyerem sɛ akwada no aye ka no ho asem se wo mfinhye du mienu no waye hwehwemu pa na enye mfinhye du mienu ana akwada no wo na emom nyamenya adumu adwuya aye ba besimu na akwada no na wanya mfinhye makomako edu ensia na wo kirem se mfinhye du ensia no kura no wo hu o my God yamra no still ano wo da so aye akwada se bi o won so yese de ne ba ma wade anu nti de waye ene se when the gender ministry no sadanso ana department of social welfare ana Ghana police service wonum eyedom betimi bia se ne be ya akwada no si ebe ye hwehwemu afa ho na samra betimi adi wo paninu a wo wade akwada no emra nso atimi adi no sadanso ana abusua no a se bio wo mani mie no mo hune santamo etimi di akwada bobo ansasa ema wade no so no di emra no beka no na wo mo atimi adi aye adwuma na mmade ba ko beka na ato Ghana fo nyina tirim ene se akwada no enye emfinhia edu emienu ana wo na emom no eye emfinhia dusia na nso ne nyina mo no woka akyere Ghana fo se eye na yemo ayode no ade sempenefo hwe se de be ya ne bambo ene se bi wo kosku ayankwasire no victimization ne ade ne nyina no wo mu beyi ade afiri ho wo de sansem wo nyina atudwa wabra na wone ensemtrofo edi enkomo mama yenti honorable Stephen Asamoah Boateng.
What I can say is that we seem to be unraveling some few things. For instance, the age 12 that we were made to believe is incorrect. The child is almost 16, but still a minor. My job as a government official and a public servant is to secure the welfare of a minor, which the police helped us to do that last night. And the girl is in a safe environment. This morning we checked up on her. She's okay. She's happy. She's fine. But the difference in age alone tells us there's something more we have to look for. So we won't take the word. We have to look for what's the birth certificate, for instance. Which school does she go to, for instance? So records there will give us confirmation. So but those are things that we keep on doing. So whatever it is, forget about the age. She's still a minor. Under our statute, she's still a minor. And the number one, the work the government to do is to protect the welfare of the minor, which we've done. And the police have done that. And we have also made sure she's okay in a very good environment. But I need to understand the culture, the tradition, and what's happened. That's why I've met the traditional authorities, including the Ulomo. And we are meeting again tomorrow. Hopefully by Thursday or Friday we should come to some conclusion. Then I can speak.
Enti abusuafo ni ayeti yi eye woswafo a wohwe ya hensam ya mamre ene amane eso Minister for Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Honorable Stephen Asamoah Boateng and this handsome way atu edwa na mayentu mirika na yenko adweso enkonkodi enkomosisi ya na yemra ne nyina no ene se enche ye ana beto odwa se adweso wopani ana wote abanwa so se mra hyebedwani eye Yewura John ampuntua kuma yade kakra bo no na so ba mowo ede ne sato no so amene kasa Yewura no se bi wokusie so na wo so e wada kamena mu a aya ensempi pam na so ne nyina mo se bempanesi se asansa wokọ atua wodnachi eja kroma sada so ana se ekuma ebua na ye de foforo nso apomam eno ntimeno kasa amanyoku NPP NDC wonom nyina ye omadwene se ebre so na se ye bie nkrata mo eto ho no mo a ade se by elections no wombekọ na obi ade ne nkrofo akwakoginam na NPP amanyoku no ade wo madi nkampo ahye date kura se nyame ya domo a ye kire se bosumi ewe minda to so edu amiensa ana primaries no wombekọ ewadwe so ni ehuru de wakwa kwaginam de ama NPP ewo by elections no nanso NDC amanyuko no meneo kasai twetwefo pani abedi ekire de amanyuko no eye Mustafa Gbande wadatu da kirem se saabre ya yakasai de NDC amanyuko no enya kramponti si wo madwenem se ye bepe obi a wakwa kwagina o manamu ewo by elections no na de Mustafa Gbande ekire nyina no ene se senia Yesu kan no wose se minsu a minimi na esun sa mesede su na mene wa ankasa wasere enu ntim de wakanie wose NDC amanyuko ma ne nyina nka komanto yam titiri ani adweso na wo mo entoduku kokko ene wo mo ne abusuafo ni nso pa sa be ya dwonkuma ne sama be hunu se a mewu ye no NDC fo esome enu ntisi e kasa de se wo mbekọ by elections no se wo mo nko NDC amanyuko no wo mo nyansi gina ye se wo mbekọ anase wo mo enko na asem wentimi enko ahoma so Yamani Boni Robert Bosomtwe wo obo pro ewo NDC amanyuko no ewo dweso yemusa se na pro bo na wo boy ye no wo hwa NDC ewo dweso wo mu preparation etisen sekobasa enne ana wo kina ye kwa by elections no a wo madwen esisen ewo sasem no Robert Mai. Na pomba kwa die.
Nyamiado, odi ache na onzo.
Oh, nyamiado mo de ache ya nwumre yi.
Edanase.
Say adresu ya boko die.
Agisi ya boko said the beye nane na ya sha ti di komo enra yi di agisi komo ne adia. Agisi boko.
Boy yan komo say by elections no utietie NPP for no wo monkomo a wo de o maye krado say ne yi akura ne ebien krata mu a by elections no wo mbeko nanso NDC no Mustafa Gbandechire so omunya nsi giraye so wo mbeko ana so omonko eno nya nkoye topic wo hwe adweso NDC for nanim ene Sali Sunom ene HSA chairman Mustafa no hwe omanimu a wo mbeko
DLFM 106.9. You know, my sister bringing Omutina, Omo share Facebook and so you know Munina. Said you okay, you know, Bamu Wood in a Pakaya Babefa, lawyer John Puncho Kuma at the court. Now, party Shishamuno, I would say, and I saw mine Shishamuno. I would say a Koba election. Now, you got to about for you, yeah. However, I just went in our message a few more. Now, Osha, NPP, there, one of them as a common. You be a baby meaning na ya call by election. No, I mean, I said, you okay na Uchi Moody Mustafa banding so a kind. No, Krenya me and so be Pimu away to swap. Let me, I can say, NDC, I want to count Moody award this by elections. No, like I say, our form papa, our form pa, so share, I want to count Moody Remu, our curating, Empress Yaso. Now share a send off at them making. Now share on the count medical remu Kumabuba election. Minia, now the can was so far. So when I'm crum and I saw no man for din coma. Only said that since Mbia or more car found with the NDC and Sieba. You know, quietly communicators need be in common. The more kind say, oh, Yababa, Ben Penning for an Cassadi. Who saw more than Okazo, kind and penning for the car. And to me, as over Pimo, you see there. One who can NDC at the area this by election, you know. Our form pa one more said there and to the manual 80 Kamo ever you be over video and in NDC there or may you be that I'm a friend of Jaren Asante or no and no matter about you know. Now as in say by election I ever see party no I didn't never and I saw one funny man. When him say I'm running career about you said there must have a bunch of kind ebia omo ye consultation edu anu the omo na omo ye sule adunkuma ana sesen na ebeko dimini ade tie ewo egesoro no ndc awon ka de me edebe state buaka e obadi so a ewo form pa
Robert Makasa Besa na watwili menum ye nu yira na ye bɔ pro na ye nam adweso ma ye na nam me anu yira ye hu se ne NPP no de ye kan say visibility wo fa hanuma no wahia NPP wo mo flag bi wo so no dem ne ade nanso ye nkomodie mo ye hunu kura say NDC de no mpo ba ko na mienu bi esa baby is it because say wona wote ho ntimi busa is it because say ho no acquire the heart of NPP linti na bia wo mo pese o mbe push hard no ho
minia se de wo kan no se be fa no taade a yin se ajuso de ubepie ma osona manyoku na koma NPP na ade akunya na for so long and ye be kasa ha de NPP fo aniwa na minimte no na ahye NDC fo ma se ebi omuhu ne se oh by election there ya the resource bana se anye ya December abatuo da yanim ya de ntina yentwen ta December no ne emfa resources ni na enkonkura ho ta nkomo ya me bi the kai me bi me party member ba kwa mhia na ono ka se de by election we no omuhu no nka be ya campaign for nhwe na nka omuhu hold on na nka omu nko bi go kwa on be resource na nka omu fa resources ni na no enkonkura mu ewo general elections ntiminia said ya wo kan obepie mu agiso dia said ya na wo kan oba ya ye po apro ye na magisu kuro mu no ohu NDC ne se ewo ha but NDC no you say by election baba but when you said them hu an can be amenia omode eba na mamen for we ntwa mu na ye nhwe election ya ho woni say independent candidate so Trinity. Na wohwemu independent no nkoma odi kura no. Ofa krom na obusa omanfo a eno kura wo so chen NDC de no kura minia.
Tonight say hono independent ne kura no wa keka no ho say NDC fo no.
Sa pepe minia ne nkoma wo so chen NDC de no.
Bosomtwe ma yanase fayesi wa ha na kwosua di nsam na chin kakran na adwoso de akwase wo hema pakan anye yire a empire nti onto se be pan no yenyai why me nso me dase ebusua yamane boni Robert Bosomtwe ade amane boyi efra adwoso ana de akoso ho ne nyina nso wode asomwo no yanto akase bo no so
ye to akase bo so na ye kwa kopiemu awa mrahye badwam ehwanom ena Parliament Energy Committee penimpa ono no oda no eye atachia ena wakasa na oto nkra nyina de amansam trefo so monka na Ghana fo nyina ente na afenso eye energy sector no ena wono ma monka bia wo mo man Ghana mu efa ya ho ne de nsam hu nyina sa Yakopon ya adoma memmi na edi anim yo mu nyina mepie mu ewo ye Energy Committee nanim ewo brahye badwam o tirema Philips Bobus ne da toso nsia eye memmi na ye pai o hia wo mu nyina so mepie ma hye badwam ne nyina ne se na nse wote ho abehwan se wanyina mkane na abona ni se fe na dum ukotiatie ma mperifo so ye nsiesie adwumade bi na ekoso ye gusu asiesie we enya dum so okra na ochem se dabi ade we aya baako mienu miensan nan aya doto ndidi aduro no etese mperifo tumbe pie wo mahye badwam no mtumbe kyerem de ntia enkane na oman Ghana ye wo no kakra na abonani ni senti omo ntia ase akra na okasa na ochem so enipa area ajimaku ahodo no mo hwe animu so betumbe pie mu energy area committee na ni mo mahye badwam no aya Ghana Gas Public Utility Regulatory Commission PURC for baby Electricity Company of Ghana ECG for no so baby Voter River Authority for itwa omutia can severely and a chairman of Independent Power Producers one so eba and a Ghana Grid Company Limited Trinity can say Grico Office Energy Commission for baby and Office Energy Minister Dr. Matthew Poku Prompe on the Robert Piemu on the team in number Piemu ewa masebedwam no ma besia Energy Committee no say e dey pa na ekwaso o man Ghana dumuso no ye hu ba bia na yamfa ye ti emfa mbo no wo ma meche no mo hwekwa mba so a sa dumuso akwaso o man Ghana mu no wo betumi apɛ ho pemese bia ne yentie ensema hodo a attaching or kasa na ode to nsɛmtwerɛfo anymore
interrogate this matter critically and it is the members of the committee who are actually running after the minister that we need all the individuals in the value chain to converge. And we've slated time for Saturday, this very Saturday, for us to look at it. Ghana Gas will be present, URC will be present, ECG will be present, VRA, even the chamber of the IPPs, they have to be present. Then the Grid Co, then Energy Commission, and the minister with his technical team. And then the members of the committee will begin to look at the issues based on the presentation of the grilling and the interrogation. And we have a lot of, strong guys who have done research.
Any power ten a castle or Casay, Ukopiamo, Nashabedoma, Parliament, Energy Committee, no pan, a penny palm, Chamaya or Dano, attaching and our tape, Ninkain.
Ebusia yengina we so na ye na ye homra ye ba na fe de sofano atoam so professor from Paul Boateng and working was mampani Akufo Addo ne na aban wo mpeso wo bete kura se corruption no aban we so otu ase na wo boa asem we wo gene sen wo ye sure se corruption e da so wo Ghana ana mampani atu ase ye no kure ye ba sisi a
DL News.
Miensa mo akwaba numbers no ye bie edi atum 0534050199 0534050199 0593406565 ebusia corruption ye to ase e wo Ghana anase ye ntu ase baabia wugina baabia wotie se na wo si hunu Ghana sifa eba corruption fight no a ye di nkodim anase corruption in boom edi Ghana so enkonim madwe
ya ja papa
me pacho wudi de say na from me friend
from me free for wadaka
mamintio
corruption ni de intimi ntia se da ndine yasibe bia de sa na be kwa no
Meda asepa won so ubetimi afre na wachira wadwen ne nyina no eye professor from Paul Boateng and wachira se mampani akufo ado hene wanka biem da se corruption no watu ase efre se na aban no corruption ayema ne party no mo so corruption ayema eno nti hene wanka mo na mo ye Ghana fo mo na mo hunu de mo hunu ye hunu bi sa na tie anasa nte sa madwai. Oh, me wa fase me hoye na won so e. Me wa fase be ni. Oh, Pelatu for se bibia ye boko. Mo nten kran nka me ne mo kan kran kasa ba mo nten. Wo boa.
Opa to
Enya tonyo tenkwa na atimika. Come from?
Ojoban.
Wa nkasa wa chia na wa sa age so. O be gumani mu ase. Ma mentio.
Ofa me to corruption e dey da ho.
Sa.
Da ho ho pa enkoi.
Corruption that's what Ghana on. Mo hwana yentu ase right. Mo meda se she gelege so watch yawo. Madrai. Hello, good evening. Oh, went me anyina so on kafra ma memfa ha. 0534050199 0593406565. Good evening.
Good evening, Ofa.
Me wo fa se be ni.
Ofa Cynthia mo ni. Katefe Spentex.
Mbacha na wa ma no so kakra ma me Spentex.
Yo, Ofa. We dey asem no matter that. Corruption gap. Ofa dey Miss Macambro for corruption gap. I had to say free Accra Echo Northern region. In your new Sawam Kra. The Enco baby, why offer?
Enti yen true corruption I say.
We say corruption gap no if we have to Northern region.
Sir?
You know Sawam Kra na ya jina. Omo sem the ombe Ghana be omo.
Menso medas madrai. Me pa cha woti menka me moadwo. Oh, Kafra. Kafra, say number na baako. Mo peke a mente monka menimu ada ma memfa ha. Madwai.
Ofa.
Me ofa ase.
Ofa majo.
Me juso.
Ofa na what you say?
Oh, mi kurekure mo se Lumba nwum.
Le nyame ase. Ofa sa akodi ni.
Ai, ma menti otama.
DLFM 106.9.
Corruption mo mu die Ghana. Enya dia to be chada. MPP ni NDC na corruption no etun chada. I just say you wo mu ebubo mu tuo near the 45 years old Abranti be siso ansa. Antana corruption e bi ebetumi ejai.
Menso meda sepa 0534050199 0593406565 proyane kankan krono ayebo no abamu mampanisi watu ase nanso professor from Paul Boateng se wo boa wo de ne san madwai
yes now for what you say
nyame adon ho fa se
of am sisi sunyane Daniel
sunyane
ofa
mpacho minti omfri sunyane
of am sisi sunyane sa o se me wa
wo kwa wa pa anti minti wa
sina me mon family
me pacha wo network le nye tro kakra wa me
ka de me jiri se
se de be bia ojina no aye nkasa
right
aw dabi kafra obekọ na bia wo sa ba bia mu a na ye ne wadi nkoba wo network no enya dia etimi eboa yen 0534 050199 0593406565. Good evening.
Good evening, Papa.
Me wa fa sibe ni
Papa mi ni taxi driver.
Kwame taxi driver ma mintie o.
Papa me professor ya je pa kan ne poye ne de.
aduku ya sɛ no kumwan gani professor ya gbe pa papa no sɛ no nya hu bibi ne na nko yi kura bye bye
men so medas 0534050199 0593406565 ofra yebetimi abo enkomo I think say homa no ba ko edi hwamone nso ye besrada mo fancha yen my joy me ba cho me office be ni hello
yeah Ernest Adenta
Ernest mamenti o
so bo ate no wona na akufo adwamamu ni mu be me bo
I know won't
na afi na adenti no wan kan free me na obeka ya mfiri se enkwala ni yo ha ho wonya do be nya wi afi na baka se ko ro no ojan di fie no
dabi asam wa ye busani wo se ewo ho enti wo so afam no ewo ho anase ni ho wadaroma
so no na beka ntia wo ho ono na beka ntia wo ho se no wan ko meka nto ne ntia wo ho wa masa ta wa udi di asafo di aguru bi wo ho awo ban ha kasa ni amno o da bu en kan sunu ma pum fu na yen fu pa no o ban temo
me o say
on fu first station no
hey
filling station
filling station there na see
o ko fu
me pa cho wo network no enye o sa ba bie mu amefa o me da se my joy hello good evening me pa cho we dey the self from friend
me ana ma sa ba bie
wa ben we dey the same
ya friend ya
wo friend
corruption ni dia sa NDC any MPP omo tumi to corruption asia almost said that passes no one corruption na caution until say to drive home to ni na fi aban so me da se debre
men so me da se my joy hello good evening we did the self from friend
e pa cho ya friend fanboy me kasa fitinto
ma menti o fanboy
me pa cho corruption ne de na Kufuado Ghana have president of my banina on any almost second. On no so to corruption. On any ministers, corruption is a good come a better free, equal kind resi. Corruption in the Nana Kufuado Baumia, the ministers are do crumbs and no comwano. Corruption in the young one saw one former minister, Naka and Kufuado at that project. What is so? Nana do katacha project a born was that tomorrow.
Men so meda se obia wana adwenkyere madwe
offer intia money masaba fache me offer me so corruption no enye government kwa na ye corruption e won say o kana na go for behind there but enye ono kwa enye government kwa na corruption institutions but they for private institutions and tonchen here government institutions aya enye MPP enye NDC a institution on itself but Ghana there corruption ho offer
metie o so na wo kasa mpacho metie o wadama
me busa enye NDC ana MPP kwa na corruption e wo ho no e wo institution ni na ye the forms but say ye fa we ya ye fa Ghana army ye say ya nyina corruption wo enye NDC nkwa ntumi enwe ni ye na nya ye hu corruption na le fiber no ni ensa no ye mfa nkoja aban kwa ana aban bi obeba bia nkwa so ye wo ya ye mu ye ni aban ni ye adwuma ni nyina ye wo Ghana ni nyina wo ye mu exclusive private workers or private entities
me da say oh me offer as if we hama me no ajo mo ya de ebusia ye ntimi mfa frefo no ebiem mo ma ye mfa ensi ewa ha na DJ Omarion ana de ko Facebook no eso akenkan fo nso ay beje bread nsam ne bra wo no edi a meje so eye Okogyeabour Ocran mene Nhyiraba Kwadwo
Sammy B.
Yada mo nyina se anwumre ama mo nyina adwo esa ama mo nyina mu anitia OGN Obodra
DL News.